Hello viewers, a very good evening. This is the official Facebook page of Assam Downtown University, and this is Dr. Manjusha Deka Saikia, Faculty of Program Psychology, Department of Humanities and Social Sciences. Today I will be talking about career prospects in psychology. As World Health Organization has stated that more and more psychologists are required to deal with the mental health problems of the people, of the common people, and ever since the pandemic, psychology has gained a lot of importance. More and more students nowadays are coming to study psychology. And as far as career prospects are concerned, merely the graduation or the post-graduation is not enough to get a job. And initially, money is low. One cannot earn much initially just with a degree, but one needs to enhance and update their skills. They can go for more specialized courses. Now there are many branches of psychology, and it's a very dynamic subject and it's a very interesting subject. More and more branches are being added, and at present counseling psychology is gaining a lot of importance. It is students are coming to study counseling psychology, and according to one's interest they can opt for any area of counseling. And counseling as such is not easy. It will require some qualities, some traits. So depending on one's interest, one will have, they should have patience to deal with people, to listen to people, and moreover certain traits like empathy and critical thinking, problem solving, and enabling the person to choose a right path, to make decisions. And besides that, emotional intelligence, many qualities are required. So if one feels that I'm okay for this career, then they can opt for counseling. And there are diverse fields of counseling. One can go for school counseling, join a school as a school counselor or any other educational institution. Counselors are required nowadays in the hospitals, in the clinics, to deal with patients. In the rehabilitation centers, counselors are required, and also in the NGOs and geriatric counseling. That there are a lot of diverse fields, and we see that psychology, the study which is which signifies the study of the human mind, the study of the behavior. So everywhere the mind and behavior, in every stream, the mind and behavior is involved in every stream. And for example, in the space, in sports, in medicine, nowadays we hear about the mathematical counselor animal counselor, yes, and also space counselor, sports counselor, engineering counselor. Psychology is required in all these different diverse fields, and there is lot of scope in this area of counseling. And to become a counselor, one can finish their basic degree, either BA or BSc psychology or post-graduation in psychology. But it is advisable to complete the masters in psychology. And after completing the masters, there are many institutes which offer counseling courses, and a very good example is Assam Downtown University, the Lifelong Learning Center, which is offering a postgraduate diploma in psychological counseling, which is of 1 year duration. So after completing graduation or post-graduation, the students can join the course and they can be absorbed in different organizations, NGOs, schools, colleges, universities, clinics, and they can work as counselor. And another very challenging and very interesting and which is becoming very, very popular nowadays is organizational psychology. The organizational psychologists, they can work in the HR sector. They can work to deal with the employees' problems, fixing the employees' problems, and they can work for the positive mental health of those who are working in the different establishments, different companies. And there are many institutes, many universities. For example, Bharatiya University in Tamil Nadu, and there is one university in Pune, and also there are universities in Rajasthan, Gujarat, which are offering courses for organizational psychology. And the internet is the best source. There is the information gets updated now and then. One who is interested to work as an organizational psychologist, as a counselor in a company, in an organization, one who wishes to work in the HR sector, they can opt for a course in organizational psychology. Then apart from organizational psychology, another stream that is gaining lot of popularity, that is forensic psychology. One who opts for forensic psychology, they can work as a forensic counselor, victim counselor, as a consultant, as a probation officer, and they can work as a victim counselor, and they work in the area where the crime has occurred, and they deal with the clients, they deal with the convicts, they deal with the people, all the people who are involved in the crime. And the forensic counselors, the forensic psychologists, they take the history of the convicts. What is the purpose? What is the reason behind the crime? why they had conducted that crime. What is the reason? What is the psychology that made them get involved in the crime? And apart from that, they also work in the area and they work with the other people who were involved in the crime. And it's a promising career, and they have to investigate. They have to do lot of investigation regarding the crime by through talking in groups, by talking individually with the convicts. So this is one area that students, they can choose to become, that is a forensic psychologist. And in India, we have the Gujarat University of Forensic Sciences, which is very famous. And there are also universities and institutions in Pune, in Agra, in Delhi, and several other universities are also offering MIT University. As I said earlier, the internet is the best source for one should look into the reviews as well to select a university where they can opt for this subject. So these are the three broad fields which is gaining very popularity nowadays. As I said, it's counseling, psychology. So one can be a counselor, and then we have organizational psychology and forensic. Besides that, one can also go for the clinical psychology. After BSc in clinical psychology, they can opt for clinical psychology. In Assam, in Guwahati, we have seen lot of young clinical psychologists who are joining in clinics, in hospitals, and also they are starting their own setup. So the current trend and the current call of the day is to be self-employed. If we look at the unemployment situation, we need to be self-employed, as well as we should create jobs for others. So this is a very promising subject which gives ample opportunities to be self-employed. And one area and one subject, one branch of psychology which is gaining lot of popularity is clinical psychology. And in India, a clinical psychologist can get a license, and after MA in psychology or MSc in psychology or MSc clinical psychology, they have to go for a 2 years MPhil course in clinical psychology. And there are many institutes, universities, and a very famous institute in India is NIMHANS in Bangalore, who are offering MPhil in clinical psychology. We also have in Assam and in Tezpur. And so the clinical psychologists are the licensed psychologists who can actually do the clinical assessment. What is the difference now between the clinical psychologist and the master degree holders in psychology? The difference is that the clinical psychologist, one who is a clinical psychologist, they are in an advantage. They are trained to do the diagnostic assessments clinically. They can clinically do the diagnostic assessment, and accordingly they can plan the treatment procedures. They are capable of treating the different kinds of diseases, mental health disorders. And As I said, this is one area they can be also self-absorbed. They can start their own clinic, instead of, if they are not getting a job. This is a very promising area where there is ample scope where they can be self-employed and as well as create jobs for others. So in India, there are not many branches of psychology, and if we look at the history of psychology, the subjects, the basics of psychology, and we have then, apart from that, the general psychology, and also at BA level and master degree level, our students, they have to study organization, the basics of organizational psychology, experimental psychology, then counseling psychology, all the basics theories. In the BA and MA course, the students get an opportunity to study all the basic, the theories and the different schools of psychology and all the different kinds of schools of psychology and all the information that is under these different theories, like we have the different theories such as the cognitive theory, which was given by Piaget. Then we have the moral development theory, which was given by Kohlberg. And there are psychosocial theories like given by Erikson, and also there are behavior theories and many more theories which the students get to learn. But only a BA degree or a MA degree is at the initial stage is not sufficient. No, there is a wide area. The scope is very wide. The scope is very wide, and although it is not very at first it is not very promising. Soon after completing the bachelor's or the master's, every student, they need to upskill themselves. They need to go for the add-on courses. Like as I said earlier, they need to go for a counseling course, or now there is a very big move. There is a social psychology entrepreneurship or psychological entrepreneurship, which we can state as. We can go for courses on art therapy, mindfulness, and there are a lot of courses which help in the positive mental health. And at present, as World Health Organization has stated that depression is becoming the second killer disease. So there is lot of experts which are required in this field to deal with the mental health problems of the people. Compared to the number of people who are today facing these mental health issues, we have very less number of psychologists. And the call of the day is that our students, they should update themselves with the current knowledge, that is available. They should take every opportunity to attend the webinars, and the workshops and short-term training courses. In India, we have organizations like the Just Being, Mind India, Morphic Minds, to name a few, which are offering lot of courses on art therapy, mindfulness, and so on. So it is very essential for the students to go for this course. And psychology is such a subject that it also helps ourselves So to help to take self-care, in the process of taking self-care. This is a subject which gives ample opportunities because every human being, they have their own problems. Every human being, they have their own problems, and it gives ample opportunities for everyone to deal with their own problems, to deal with their own mental health situations, to come to arrive there, to developing the skills that are necessary to deal with their own problems, as well as to develop interpersonal relationships, to develop emotional intelligence. If we look at the curriculum, it gives ample scope to all the students to develop their own positive mental health and well-being. So, hello viewers, I'm just looking if there are any questions, and I'm not seeing any questions. So, continuing my topic, career prospects in psychology, I would like to add that psychology is a very promising subject depending on the mental health problems that people face in this present day world, and more psychologists are required in this world to deal with the mental health problems of the people. And there is another area which the psychologists, they can join, is research, conducting research. And I think India is the best place, Assam is the best place as far as problems are concerned. Mental health problems. Suicide rates are very high, crime against women are high, and mental health is not good in case of the young generation. And there was also another survey that revealed, there was a research that revealed that Indian youths, they are very unhappy. Today the Indian youths are very, so what is the reason? The young people should be very curious. They should go for conducting research on these areas, this challenging topics. And moreover, our youth of the Northeast, they have problems of addiction. It is said that if one person is addicted, if one young people or a person of any age is addicted, then 23 people are affected. So this is another challenging area. We need a lot of research to be conducted. So the young people, they can join research institutes. As I said, I am HRC and Mind India, and there are a lot of research centers, and every university is also involved with research. So meaningful research which has very bright and promising future directions, implications should be taken up. Interventional research. We want lot of interventional research to be conducted for the people to arrive at solutions which we face day to day in our lives. For example, the maternal mortality rate is the highest in Assam. It's the highest in the country, which is 300 plus. So what is the psychology behind? Why this is happening? What is the reason? So there are many, there are many other areas that can be explored in the field of research. besides descriptive research, which is so common, now we need more action research, because for generations to generations, from decades to decades, we are facing the same problems and not arriving at solutions. And post-pandemic is also showing us with a lot of problems, and we need to find solutions of online learning, academics, online gaming, addiction. Addiction is another area which needs to be explored. There are lot of areas, there are lot of topics which needs serious attention as far as research is concerned. Then we have another very vast area where psychologists can be absorbed, that is teaching. So one who has a passion for teaching should join teaching, because teaching is not an easy work. It involves a lot of creativity. Somebody working for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and they are taking the same topics, teaching the same subjects, it may be very challenging. So they need to explore the possibilities of how they can make their teaching more interesting, how they can deal with the students and explore the different possibilities, how they can make the teaching more very, very interesting. So this is one area where a lot of creativity is required. And at present, our students are very, very widely learned. They are not well learned. Excuse me. They are very widely learned. That is also very much challenging for the teachers to get the attention of the students. It is very challenging because there is lot of temptations, distractions among the learning community. Of course, there is no end, there is no barrier, there is no age to learning. But since I am talking about career today, those who are interested in teaching, which is the last area that I am trying to give information on, to become a teacher, after postgraduate, one has to go. It is mandatory nowadays to go for a PhD. So PhD is an academic degree which is required for teaching. And after PhD, one can also go for postdoctorate. There are many fellowships available in India as well as worldwide, out of India, in other universities. And the teacher has also to update themselves. They have to attend faculty development programs. They have to read a lot. They have to read a lot. They have to attend many courses, refresher courses. As far as possible, if they update themselves with lot of information, then they will be able to do their duty in a very, very enjoyable way, in a very fulfilling way. And it is also, teaching is also a two-way process. A teacher has also to have some qualities. It is not the degrees alone, because they have to deal with people. Teachers have to deal with receptors, with people, with human minds. So they also need to have empathy, emotional intelligence. They need to have some basic skills how to deal with people, because everyone is different. As I'm talking about psychology, we know that every person is different according to the theories given by Harlock. We have our own development pattern, we are different. So we need to treat every person different. teaching is very challenging, and of course it's a well paid. Initially it may not be well paid, but after years of experience one can get a good salary. So that is all for today. Thank you all. Thank you viewers for joining. Thank you once again.